Greetings, YouTube. Today I'll be talking about a Swiss Army knife. This is a Boy Scout model, and it was previously owned by someone named Richard P. Miles. And I don't know if I purchased this from Mr. Miles or the person I bought it from, it was kind of a junk shop. But whoever owned this before me didn't take the best care of it. It was in pretty good shape, and that's why I purchased it, but I need to get, there's some grit in here I need to get out. So here you go, and this is actually listed, here we got the classic Victorinox, Swiss made stainless steel, and on this side it's Officier Suisse, which I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but I don't know if that means this is the officer model that they've just rebranded as the Scout model, or is this the dedicated Scout model? Someone will have to tell me that, because I don't. And the blade in this is so dull. I haven't done anything to it. Well, I can't say that's true, because when I bought it, the tip on this is just slightly bent here. Okay, I bought it. It was far more bent. I'm afraid to straighten that out any further because it's so close to the tip. I don't want to snap the tip off. So it's very, very close to straight, and that's going to have to be good enough for me. But this is a Swiss Army knife that has the classic two blades, and this is in better shape. Barely in better shape, not by much. It also has, the scissors, and you know, I feel the grit when I'm, and this is the full-size Swiss Army knife scissors. They're, again, not in great shape. I could probably fix those up a little work. Then we have the classic Phillips head. Nice positive lock on that. I like the spring on that one. It just feels good. Then we have a magnifying glass, and this magnifying glass has a few scratches on it, but it does work, and you would probably be able to still use this to start a fire under bright circumstances if you had to, which is a nice feature. Not to mention having a magnifying glass on you is a nice feature. Then we have the cap lifter, screwdriver, and wire bender. I gotta tell you, anybody can tell me if they've ever actually bent a wire with a Swiss Army knife? I want to know. Has anyone actually bent a wire with one of these things? Seems like something from a bygone era. And then with this one we have the bottle cap, the can opener. Now this, what I like about Swiss Army knife can openers, heck, the can opener is sharper than the blade is, I think, at the moment. What I like about their can openers is that there's an actual edge in here. You'll notice it's flat on this, and then there's thinner. It's thinner on this side. It comes out here. It's sculpted out here. This thing will actually cut a can because of this asymmetric shape. When you put this on the edge like this, it actually helps you get past the rolled rim of the can top, and you can actually open a can with one of these things. It's not fast, but under survival situations, this can save your life. So many can openers on knockoff multi-tools and multi-knives just are horrible. This will actually do the job. So kudos to their design team. On this side, we have the awl, and this is actually designed as an awl because it's got a hole to actually, you can actually ream this thing, cut a hole, and work your hole through leather or a nylon strap, and then pass a piece of threading here if you have to do repairs in the field. Admittedly, most people will never ever have to do that kind of thing, but I've used these type of tips before to cut holes in belts because someone needed a new hole in a belt because their belt wasn't fitting right. So they can be used that way. And this one is got nicks in it. What a shocker. But again, you can take those out with a stone. I've done that myself. And then we have a package carrier. This is something that most Americans are not going to be familiar with, but in lots of places in the world, they bind up a package with twine. This lets you hook the twine and then carry it with a handle. This is the first Swiss Army knife I've ever owned that has this feature. I've always thought it was very cool. Admittedly, something I am not going to encounter on a day-to-day basis because we stick everything into disposable bags, which then get thrown into the waste stream and end up killing wildlife. I carry reusable bags when I go shopping, so I feel better about that. But I like this design. I think it's quite nice, and if you live in a place that uses twine to bind things, this will help you carry it much more easily, because this is going to be a whole lot more comfortable to carry than a piece of twine. And then on this one, lastly, on this, for as far as the tools that fold out go, we have a corkscrew. I've never used the corkscrew on a Swiss Army knife. Anyone who has can tell me if they actually are useful or not. And it comes with a small screwdriver useful for eyeglasses, which is something I always appreciated when I carried a Swiss Army knife as my main tool, because I wear glasses. Now, when I had mine, they were round cylinders. This is a hexagon design. Much better design, in my opinion. Significantly better design, because it's going to make it so much easier to grip and turn. So that goes there. And then we have tweezers, the classic Swiss Army tweezers. And then on this side we have the pen. I have not tried to see if that pen writes or not, but there's the pen, and they're easily replaceable. And then we have the classic toothpick. I have not cleaned that yet, but it's in nice shape. I will be cleaning it before I go and use it on myself. Though I'm going to be honest, I'm not going to be carrying this thing as a tool. I purchased it because it was in nice shape. It kind of had a nice history with the person's name on it. I didn't own a Swiss Army knife with the package handle option, and I haven't owned a Swiss Army knife designed for a scout since I was a scout. And for the life of me, I cannot tell you where my scout knife went. I have no idea. Well, it kind of bummed me out. I don't know what happened to it. It was like the first knife I ever carried, and it's gone out of my collection. Though I don't know which model it was. It was a Boy Scout, but I don't know if it was the officer or not. So there you go, folks. This has been a Boy Scout knife from Victorinox.